everybody, and welcome in. My name is Sam Jones, just like it was last week, and I'm glad you're here because we got some serious matters we're going to tackle. Just to drive it home, don't touch that dial, because this is critical, and it's critical for the children that live in our immediate area, because that's all we can deal with. We got our own problems, and I'm not going to make it political. I'll let you draw your own conclusions, and you're bright enough to do that. Our first guest is Alison Anthony, President and CEO of the Tulsa Area United Way, and it's good to have you.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you covering this topic. It's so important.
This is hot. This is a hot baby right here I'm holding, and it's a brand new report that really focuses on the issue itself.
Yes.
And the issue being food insecurity, not just for families, but for the children.
Right, Sam, this report we did at the Tulsa Area United Way to look at this region, our area, and to say, how are we doing with post-COVID since 2020? We knew that was a dramatic event, obviously globally, but what is the long-term and lasting impacts we're seeing, particularly for children and youth in our area? And we looked at various subjects, but physical health, safety and well-being, mental health, and academic achievement, and what kind of ongoing challenges, and certainly there's some serious challenges. So we thank you for talking about them.
No kidding. Pardon me. It is by habit. People will go to the fridge at night, open the door, grab some snacks, head back to the TV. The problem doesn't exist for them. The problem exists, though, for a large chunk of our children. How can they possibly learn with an empty, hurting belly? How does that work?
Well, it certainly impacts academic achievement, Sam. I think about I have a daughter home from London right now, and she has a newborn baby. And this morning, that baby was crying because it wanted to be fed. And it couldn't think about anything else but getting fed. And I thought about the fact that 1 in 5 Oklahoma children, 1 in 5, not once in a while, but that's a large statistic, are hungry, food insecure. And we have a high rate of really severe food insecurity in our state. And so if a child's belly is hungry, if a child is tired, doesn't have enough fuel to drive their thinking and to drive their success, they can't concentrate on a test. They can't focus on a text in front of them. They're hungry.
So when some politician sits in Oklahoma City and whines about low test scores, they're not really addressing the problem. The problem is hunger.
There are serious problems with hunger that we've seen since the pandemic. And then right on the tails of the pandemic, where, and you think about that, the children were away from school. And so we at United Way, for example, one way we got really engaged in this topic is we said, well, there's food, available from the federal government food programs. There's children, but the pathway to the children was through the schools. So often breakfast programs, which are fantastic, and lunch programs. As we were saying, that sometimes that's the only food a child is getting during the day is their school breakfast and their school lunch. If their school offers breakfast, not all do. So during the pandemic, we thought, well, now, what's going to happen? So we worked with Hunger Free Oklahoma. Tulsa Kitchens Unite was a program that they set up, great program, where we worked with them to say, okay, we got restaurant workers that need to work, who are also out of a job during COVID. We have children and families who need food. How do we bring those two together? And so we worked with the restaurant workers, our food pantries. We fund 11 food pantries and service area throughout a 6-county service area for United Way. We said, let's get the food from the restaurants to the food pantries and then created an online system so people would know where to go. Because
Assuming, of course, they have a computer.
if they have a computer, if not, I'm glad you said that, they can call. We also now run 211 of Eastern Oklahoma. And that is one thing, if people don't hear anything else I say with you today, that if they don't know where to turn, if they are hungry, if they are almost, homeless, or whatever the case may be, and everything in between, they can call or text 211, and it will connect them to somebody that can say, what is the challenge you're having? Where are you? How can we connect you to a resource?
I read just the other day that the food bank for our area has seen a 35 to 40% increase in people needing food. And they're getting hit now. They're getting hit, and they're trying to make space to get more food in to help more people.
Right.
Because, it's a domino effect. They need it too.
Just imagine this number, the Bank of Oklahoma, the BOK Center, where people go to watch concerts. I'm sure you've been there, seen great concerts. That huge arena holds about 18,000 people, right? That's a big arena. 50,000 children in our region, this 6-county area, including Tulsa and Rogers County. 50,000 children, more than double that arena, are food insecure every day. So,
can you get this word to the guy in Oklahoma City that's supposed to be in charge of education? Because somebody needs to tell him about this.
I think that you raise a great point, which is we talk about student outcomes and we want to look for someone to blame. We want to say, well, this administrator or this teacher, what we want to get across is this is a holistic problem. And it's not even just food, it's also housing. We have a definite housing shortage right now. You've looked into that. I know you have, and you have a lot of in-depth reporting on that. But just imagine this, if a child gets their food from school and they are living in their car because their parent, if they're lucky, their parents may have gone through all the paperwork and all the hoops to get into affordable housing. But do you know, Sam, we have Section 8 housing vouchers where people could get into housing, and they've done everything they can do. And in the Tulsa area, there's more than 2,000 families that have done everything they can do, and there is still no home available because we have a severe shortage. So we're trying to tackle, at the United Way, people know we raise money and they know we fund a lot of programs, but we're trying to tackle it holistically and to also share the data so that these are facts. These are simply facts.
Where can someone get a copy of this?
They can go right to our website at TAUW.org, TulsaAreaUnitedWay.org, Sam, and they can find out about how children in our community are faring on their not only hunger, not only housing, their impacts of physical health, but also their mental health. I know our emergency room saw a huge spike over the past few years of children going in with emergency mental health conditions from the stress, from the anxiety. So we have to look at a whole child and the adverse childhood experiences of a whole child. So I picture my grandkids, my little grandchildren. I have a 6-year-old grandson, and I know when he's hungry. He is not his best self, right? He is not. He's running around. He gets hyper. He's running around. And I imagine a teacher who has 30 kids in a classroom, 1 in 5, that's 6 kids who might be acting up because they haven't had enough to eat. And then maybe there's some other kids in the room that have even more dire situation who aren't in a safe and affordable home. Other kids in the room that are dealing with child abuse, parents who are stressed, hurt people, and so you combine all of these things, and it's remarkable that our teachers are able to do what they can in the face of some of these issues.
And a child just doesn't have a clear shot, a chance to move ahead.
Right.
There is no way out.
And that's why at United Way, we really focus on creating pathways to opportunity. So making sure that we fund a program called the Caring Community Van, which is a summer bookmobile.
Yeah.
It's full of books. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
It's full of books and snacks. And so in kids in rural areas, many of your viewers are in rural areas, kids in rural areas, this beautiful bus full of books and snacks will roll up and say, hey, would you like to get a book? Summertime, you might not get to go to the library.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, can we leave some snacks for you? So treating children with dignity and respect and their families, just making sure that we take not only a love of reading, but also food to help
Alison,
them provide
we have less
that.
than 30 seconds.
Yes, sir.
First, thank you for coming by. Thank you for the report. Thanks for sharing the report. And for God's sake, if you need a copy of this, get your hands on one. She's already told you. If you need more information, call 211.
211 can direct you to resources, and TAUW.org on our website. We have made this free and available to everyone in the community, whether you're a citizen and want to know more about where to donate and how to donate to make a difference, or how to volunteer.
And just remember, just because they've put out the information, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a solution. You might be sitting on that solution right now. Alison, thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you
Appreciate
for
you
getting
more
the
than you
word
know.
out. Appreciate you.
Really do. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back